back to this channel. Thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed already. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly hit that subscribe button and join us as we continue protecting our children in our communities. So let us jump straight into what we have today. My name is Halima and I am a social worker by profession who has specialized in child protection. I have worked with diverse groups of children who are marginalized and vulnerable. I can describe my experience as very fulfilling because there is no better joy compared to the one that comes with seeing a child who was once broken being transformed into a vibrant, resilient, and very empowered child who is able to assert his or her space and autonomy. My passion for child protection was shaped by my cultural, social, academic, and professional backgrounds. I grew up in a typically deprived African home and a community plagued by retrogressive cultural practices. So I witnessed a lot of injustices being perpetrated against children by supposedly trusted individuals and structures within the community. So I made up my mind at a very young age that I wanted to work with and for children in order to protect them. The motivation came from deep-rooted conviction that we as a society can do better in order to provide a safe, non-violent, and inclusive communities for our children. Child protection, simply put, is the action of protecting and preventing children from any kind of danger, any kind of exploitation and abuse. This is guided by the child protection system, which basically is a set of policies, practices, and structures that ensures that no child suffers from any kind of intentional or unintentional harm. Statistics show that children make up almost half of Africa's population. And this number has been projected to reach 1 billion by 2025. Protecting children against all forms of abuse and exploitation is an excellent opportunity to invest in the future. Children are generally considered to be vulnerable because of the following three reasons. Reason number one, the aspect of choice. No child chooses to be born in an exploitative or poor environment. They are just born in those conditions. For example, a child who has been born in a war-torn area, or a child who has been born in a marginalized community, or by parents who are incapacitated in different ways. You will find that this child will have to endure these developmentally inhibiting conditions for their entire childhood period. And the effects are far-reaching. They follow them into adulthood. Reason number two is the aspect of voice. A child's voice, opinion, and interest most of the times is disregarded in our adult world, especially in our African context where we have been socialized to respect anything an adult says. You find that this child will have to respect that adult no matter what they tell them or no matter what they do to them. Reason number three is the aspect of power. Children are generally powerless when it comes to pursuing their well-being and standing up for their rights, given the power dynamic between them and adults. It is important to understand where we have come from to know where we are. There has been commendable progress in terms of strengthening the child protection system nationally and globally. This has positively contributed to the enhancement of children's well-being.
The improvements, among others, include in the field of education, with the Basic Education Act, more children are now in school, both genders. The school re-enrollment policy has ensured young girls who have given birth are accepted back in school, not forgetting expectant girls also being allowed to be in school. In health, we have seen the universal health coverage has reduced morbidity and mortality rates through better nutrition, improved HIV and AIDS prevention and control, increased number of immunized children, among others. Social protection wise, vulnerable children and families have been enrolled in OVC cash transfer programs, and civil societies are also proactively engaging in family strengthening efforts. This has reduced vulnerability of children in families. In the labor market, child labor has been outlawed, and this therefore protects children from any kind of employment related exploitation and abuse. The Children's Act 2022 has brought out current protection issues vividly with processes, procedures, and structures to address them, including advancing the concept of best interest of the child, protection of children from online abuse and child trafficking. It has also raised the minimum age of criminal responsibility from 8 to 12, diversion of children cases from court to the community and other structures within the community, free medical and special care to children living with disability also, and criminalizing capital punishment. Alternative family care topic has been picked up and given a legal foundation, thus protecting children from trafficking and abuse. Also, the concept of parental responsibility has been well elaborated, and parents are therefore parents therefore have equal rights and responsibility over a child.
Despite this, life for many children still remain a nightmare. They still grapple with issues to do with poverty, diseases, neglect, exploitation, and abuse.
The major problems children face today, among others, include increase in cases of HIV/AIDS among children and adolescents, ethnic conflict, street children issue, domestic violence, killings and kidnapping of children, sexual exploitation, child labor is still a problem, poverty, increased suicide cases among children, and marginalization. The major challenges thwarting protecting efforts include reactionary and casual response to child abuse cases as opposed to proactive response with the aim of diagnosing the problem to generate solutions. For example, when a child abuse case is reported or when a child is rescued, you see people all over, they want to know what happened, and then after a few days, it just fades out and you don't know how that case has ended. So another problem is the curative rather than preventive approach. Mostly people wait for problem to occur as opposed to preventing it from occurring. And the reporting of cases is also another major challenge. Data is crucial in strategizing. Although current statistics paint a green picture of the state of affairs, the situation is worse in reality. Retrogressive cultural diehards are still practicing things to do with FGM, child marriage. Then we also have taboo children and incest children. Poor planning by the government. They are not the government is not prioritizing children matters in budgetary allocation. More still has to be done to prioritize children's needs in planning. Another main challenge is individualistic kind of living, where everyone for himself and God for us all. A child, as compared to the olden days where a child belonged to the community, these days people are so protective of their own and they don't mind about a child of another person. So it's a real problem. The mental health topic also has not been given the seriousness it deserves. There's also an aspect of leaving family in the empowerment efforts. You give support to a child and you forget the family. So when this child goes back to the family, he or she continues to suffer the- from the poverty and other issues in the family, plaguing the family. Over-reliance on external help from donors by organizations is also a problem, as opposed to figuring out what resources we have locally to help our own. High cost of living is also a major challenge. It makes parents work extra hard to provide for their children, and this definitely leads to limited parent-child time, leading to deviance and exploitation and abuse in different forms because of lack of supervision and guidance from parents. The following can be done to address these challenges. Number one is policing. We have to enforce the legislations that we have. We should also give mental health a topic and issues priority in planning. Family empowerment is equally very important when it comes to providing safety nets for children, the families, and communities. Community mobilization efforts should also be stepped up so that the community can be encouraged to use locally available resources to address children issues as compared to over reliance on external support. Data management, as we said, data is very important in strategizing. So consolidation of available data to inform planning is crucial. Reporting of cases as they occur. Good governance is also Very important to ensure equitable distribution of resources, stakeholder collaboration to comprehensively, when stakeholders come together, they will comprehensively chart a solution for the challenges facing children, and this will ensure the strategies maximize the benefit of the child. Capacity building of frontline workers and general community. This will enhance support system and coordination for children matters. Support public discussions by having regular open door public discussions on child matters. Citizen friendly tax policy also should be considered by the government to ensure that every child gets their needs and parents have time with their children.